Okay, so now let's start the thing. So the topic will be the yield regulation we'll discuss, and in this we'll start with this the concept of yield. First one need to understand what is yield, and as I expect that you, since people already studied that, so you can easily understand the concept here. I'll also try to simplify the concept here, then you can understand here. Is it okay? So let's start the what is yield. So before going to this definition that is written on the screen, first we need to understand the basic things, right? So for example, you just look at the slide, all of you, and try to understand. The things becomes very simple to all of you. For example, just take an example. I'll come to later on what is the definition of yield, but first we need to understand the concept behind the yield. Is it okay? For example, we have a piece of land. Just take example. For example, we have a simple piece of land is there, and in the piece of land we have a n number of trees are placed, right? Let me draw the tree first so that I can make you clear the concept. Right, we have a n number of trees in this particular piece of field. Now we have a two option, right? Since we have all this piece of field with n number of trees, we have two options. For example, we have intention to get yield, or we have intention to harvest the crop we have, isn't it? So we have a two option here. So try to understand. First example is for option 1. Just understand, option 1 is there, we are just clear filling, right? We are just clear filling this complete area, whatever be the number of trees available in this particular area. We are doing the clear filling things here. Is it okay? First clear filling, then we are extracting all the timber there. Is it okay? Try to understand the option first. Option first is that we are clear filling the complete area, and we are extracting, or we are harvesting, you can say that, all the timber there, right? It's a very simple to understand. So if we are doing this kind of practice, so what is the yield? How we can understand the yield then, right? So if you are using option 1 of the clear filling, so the yield will be, right, total amount, or you can say that the total volume or the total value of timber that you are supposed to get extracted. Listen carefully again. If you are choosing the option 1 to clear filling the whole area, then what is the definition, or what is the meaning of yield will be there? So the yield will be the total amount of volume, or you can say that or the value of timber that you are able to get extracted from that particular piece of field. Is it okay? Right? Have you get that? This is the first option. I hope the things will clear. Now go for the second option, right? For example, this is the first option, we are doing clear filling. Now we are, so we have another option also, right? Another option is coming in such a way. For example, you are doing certain kind of plantation forestry, isn't it? You have a piece of area, you are already raising number of trees are there. Now you have intention to get a regular income from that particular piece of field. See, if you are going for the option 1, what will happen? You will get a income at once and on a single time. After that there will be no income at all. But since you are doing plantation forestry kind of activity, so now you have an intention, or you think that I have to do the things in such a way so that I'm able to get sustained amount of revenue, or you can say that steady or constant amount of revenue there. So how the things can be done there? So if you are going to use option 2, it means to get the regular income, right? Your job is to harvest a portion of the forest or the portion of the plantation. You have done that, rather than felling all the crop in a one go. You are doing that kind of practice, whether you are harvesting or whether you are felling a portion of the crop or the portion of the forest every year, right? Portion of the forest every year. And why we are doing this kind of practice, right? so that we can maintain the sustainability there. We are able to maintain the sustainability there. Have you get that? Have you understand this concept here up to this point? So if you are doing the option 2, so what is the meaning of yield will be there? Is it okay? The option 1 yield has a different meaning. If you opt for the option 2, so yield has a different meaning here, right? So if you are going to opt this second option, then what will be the yield, right? And also you can say that if you are using the second option, so that yield is also called sustained yield, right? Because in every year you are extracting a portion of the forest, so sustainability of your revenue will be continued. How long the forest will be survive, your revenue also you are able to get that in a very constant manner. So for the option 2, the meaning of yield will be bit different. So what will be the meaning? So meaning will be there that you can say that what will be the maximum amount of timber that can be harvested every year. Is it okay? Right? Listen carefully again. The first definition says that, or if you are following the option 1, so the first meaning of yield will be there that the total amount of volume or the of timber that you are able to get extracted from the field or from the forest area or from the area on which you are practicing plantation, right? If you are opting the option 1. Now if you are opting the option 2, so what will be the meaning of yield will be there? The meaning will be there what is the maximum sustained amount of timber that can be harvested every year. Have you get the concept here? Is it clear to all of you, the meaning of yield? Are all of you able to get this concept here? Is there any question? Is there any question till this point from anyone? Okay, so on the basis of all this discussion that I have made to you, this option 1, option 2, so yield has a 2 meaning that I have already told you, but again I am making it bit simple. There will be option will be a 2 meaning. First, amount of the timber that can be harvested per period or annually. Period here means basically 1 year, isn't it? So the volume or the number of stones that can be removed annually or periodically. This is the first meaning of this yield is there, right? So what will be the second meaning? So second meaning means amount of timber that can be removed at any time. Amount of timber that can be removed at any time. So that's the first option I have told you. Amount of timber that can be removed at any time is the total amount of timber you have that you are able to harvest or you are able to remove at once. Is it okay? Have you get this concept? Now you understand the meaning of yield or not? If you have any question, people can ask. The meaning of yield, I have just discussed this one word, the yield. Is there any question, anything you have to ask from this concept yield? Only yield I have discussed with all of you. If you are listening there, if you are sitting over there, okay, so no question can be asked. So if you are going to plot all this concept that we have discussed with there on the graph, for example, we are plotting that. So how the things can be done there related to the sustained, right? For example, we have this x and y axis. Is it okay? And here we are representing the year or time. You can say that year, right? and here we are representing this volume that need to be extracted. Volume that need to be extracted. Is it okay? So as I talk you, okay, how the sustained yield can be represented. So sustained yield will be, the graph will be like that. Sustained yield means what? You are extracting a constant amount of timber, or you are harvesting a constant amount of timber from the forest area, or from the practice that you are, forestry practice that you are doing every year. Have you get that? This is a volume extracted per year, this is year. So every year you are getting the same amount of volume there, right? Now the question is that how this sustainability can be maintained. Is it okay? So again, let me throw an example, I can explain you and you people are easy to understand here. Just look at here again through the graph, the things will be very simple to understand, right? For example, again the same, it is the volume per year, volume extracted per year, and this is the time year, right? So for example, on the very starting point of the zeroth period, when for example is today itself, from the zeroth period, for example, you have a x amount, x meter cube of timber with you, right? Or you are able to harvest it. Now you also know the for example, before understanding this, you just take example of bank, right? Suppose you are depositing some amount, for example you are depositing 100 rupees in your bank, and bank is giving you 10% rate of interest per year, rate of interest per year, isn't it? It means in the next year, what the amount you have? 110. Again the things will be moved like that. So you just take the same example. For example, we have this initial amount we have, and this is x meter cube of volume. Now if the rate of increment, just take example, if the rate of increment is 10% in the case of this also, so what will happen in the next year? You will get how much? 100 here, for example, just x is 100, just take example here 100 here, so you will get 100 here. For example, this is first year 110, right? So things will be 100. It means your graph will show the line like that, that is 110, and you are just extracting the increment part. It means you are just extracting this part only, this is 10, right? Because this is the only increment you are getting there, you are just harvesting this portion. So again for the next year, just look at here, again for the next year you have an initial amount 100 meter cube of timber, so again you are getting the 10% of increment. So again your graph will be like that, right? And again you are extracting this 10 meter cube, what the extra you are getting there. Is it okay? And if you are going to plot the graph like that, so it will be shown like that. It means, so this is called the sustained practice. This is called sustained practice, right? That you have some estimation of increment and you are just extracting only the increment part of the harvest, only increment part you are harvesting there. So the things will be sustained for long run. Just take another example. For example, you are not extracting only 10 meter cube, but you are extracting 20 meter. Then what will happen? Right? In the very first year, you have 110. This is the 110, right? 110, and you are extracting 20. It means rather than on the this constant figure, you become to this 90 point, right? Because if you are extracting 20 meter cube, so if you are going to subtract 110 minus 20, what is the result? To 90 will be there, so it will be here again. And for the same rate of interest in the next year, what will get? 99 will be there, right? Again you are extracting 20, so again you will be there, and so the graph will be in the negative side. You are able to visualize. So this is not the sustained yield, you can say that. So through this we need to understand the concept of yield and sustained yield. So all of you, again I am asking, have you get the concept here? Or if you have any kind of question or something that you are unable to understand, you can ask. But what about the other students? Do you have any kind of question or something? If you have, then you can ask a question then. Okay then, so no question can be asked, so let's move to the next thing. So after understanding this yield, we should understand this concept yield yield regulation, that the things need to be understood now. Yeah. So so before understanding this term, since we all know that the purpose of forest management, right, in the very first class when I started the discussion on this advanced forest management, I have discussed you all this uh, objective or the purpose of forest management, right? And we all know that the main objective or the important objective of this forest management is a production forest, right? We need to produce something, right? This is the things we all know that. And the second thing is that it means we have to get certain yield. And the second important thing is that the objective of management is we have to uh, make the yield sustainable. We have to make the yield sustainable, right? Now the question is that how the yield can be sustained, how the yield can be sustained, right? So there is only one method the yield can be sustained: if you are going to regulate the yield, if you are going to regulate the yield, right? Okay, if you just take again a very common example, you people are studying there, you have to give the exams every semester, right? And for example, in the very first semester you are getting 70-80% marks. Now you need to make your marks sustainable means in every year you have to fetch the same amount of marks. Then how will get that? So you need to regulate yourself, isn't it? You have to regulate your study, you have to make certain mechanism so that discipline can be maintained and you are able to regulate your study there. So in the same way, since as a forest manager your job is to maximize the production, right? Not only maximize the production, you have to make the production sustainable. So if you have to make the production sustainable, then you have to regulate the mechanism there. So all the yield has to be regulated there. Is it okay? Right? So that's why this yield regulation, so that's why the term, there is no specific definition has been there. This is one kind of term that need to be used. So where you are able to use the term, so this is the meaning has to be written over there, right? Applied to determine the yield and means of achieving it, right? It means how much amount of volume you need that and how you'll get that amount of volume or that amount of harvesting. Is it okay? So this is the term that is related with that. You can't say that this is the definition, this is just a term that has been applied which has the meaning of this. Yield regulation means, right, you have to determine the yield. It means how much amount of volume you required, and second thing is that how you'll get that amount of volume, and the condition is there, the things has to be sustained, the things has to be sustained here. Have you get that? Is it clear? Have you understand the term yield regulation? Or if you have any question you can ask from this the term yield regulation. You all have a 30-40 seconds. Any question that if you are able to understand both the term yield or yield regulation, you people can ask a question there. Okay, so no question has been raised again. Are you people are there or not? Okay, now moving this what the yield regulation is consisting of, right? what the things yield regulation must have, because if you have to regulate the yield, the certain mechanism need to be adopted, right? So this is the things that need to understand here. Just yield regulation consists of, it means what the yield regulation need to have. So first thing is that estimating productive capacity of the area in its present condition. Just look at the statement there, or you can say that production possibility. So production possibility means how much amount you are able to extract, ability to get extract, right? How much amount can be harvested. Is it okay? So production possibility will be there. As per the production possibility, you can decide the harvesting capacity there, isn't it? So that's why the productive capacity of the area in its present condition need to be evaluated, right? Productive capacity, I understand the productive capacity means all the condition that is there to raising the crop. It may be soil, it may be climate, it may be water facility, or it may be human and any other kind of things that you are getting there, that is going to support the production of our crop there. So estimating productive capacity of the area in its present condition, right? Then the second thing to regulate the yield is deciding how much of this should be retained to build up the growth stock, or how much of the excess growth stock should be removed to minimize loss and balance the yield. So these things I have explained you. Sustained yield I am talking about, as I told you there, that you know that the initial amount of timber you have, and then you are also calculating what will be the increment percent. So listen carefully, so it is bit difficult, and we will discuss right later on. There are certain formulas also there, how to regulate the things. Formula is there, we will discuss all the formula, necessary formula related to that. But the statement that has been shown on your screen is that we need to understand here, if you have X amount of timber that is available in a present condition, and then we must also have some idea about the increment percent, what is the increment rate is there, and then according to that we can decide, right? We can decide this thing how the we can decide how much of the growth stock should be removed. Is it okay? That's why in the previous slide I have shown you an example. I have given an example of your bank also. So in this way you have to move ahead to regulate your yield here. Is it okay? We'll discuss lots of mechanism one by one, but here I am giving the just glimpses there. And then the other thing with yield regulation is deciding in what localities, time, proportion and total volume timber to cut. It means simple meaning where, when and how much to cut. Cut means here harvest, I am talking about the harvesting or extracting, right? Where, when and how much. Where, when and how. Where means in which area there is a demand, or in which area that you think that you are able to sell your product there, that is locality. So first you have to decide the locality. In that locality you are supposed to sell. If you, and you have to also understand another way. Another way means if you go for the technicalities that you people have already studied the rotation, isn't it? Rotation, I hope you have understand that. In the rotation, so this locality here also means rotation. In which rotation cycle you have to make a harvesting procedures. Is it okay? So where, when means time frame, and how much amount or the volume that need to be harvested. And finally this deciding the kind of timber species and size that should compose the volume cut. Timber species and size, so obviously again this is depend upon the market condition that is required. Not only the market condition also, but you can also owner's objective, right? If it is a government forest, the government has their own objective, and if it is a private forest, so individual has their own objective. So on that objective the kind of timber species and size can be decided there. So these are the certain features that yield regulation should have. So have you get this concept here now? Is there any question of all these 4 points that I have discussed with you? Is there any question from anyone? Okay. And as I told you that you can refer that book, that book is Forest Management by Ram Prakash, to do self study there. And also you can consult the book, as I told you, Handbook of Forestry volume and volume 2, right? So in that book also the concept has been explained there, so you people can go through those books, and that will be very helpful to all of you, right? So whether you are in Dehradun or whether you are in your native place, so but at least go through that book also, do some study, that will help you. Now we are moving to the next. So the very essence of yield regulation is determining the cut. So this is the important thing that one need to understand here. The very essence of yield regulation, it means what the basic things that has to be done in through the yield regulation is there. What were the exercise you are doing, what were the concept you are implying there, what the formula that you are using in yield regulation. At the end of the day, the purpose for all those kind of practice or the exercises to determine the cut, or it means how much or what will be the amount or the volume of timber that has to be harvested. So this is the only objective that we need to meet by understanding the concept of yield regulation. Concept of yield regulation, right? So these things you should keep in mind there, right? So up to this point I have discussed with yield, I have discussed the yield regulation and all these basics of yield regulation also. So from all these three things, do you have any kind of question, if you will in mind, any kind of question, कुछ भी जो आपको लगता है कि आपको पूछना चाहिए, समझ में नहीं आया हो? Either you can English, हिंदी, आप किसी भी लैंग्वेज में पूछ लो. Is there any question up to this point, either from the yield or yield regulation, or this the component of yield regulation that we have discussed, and this more important concept, that determining the cut or determining the harvest there? Okay, so now we are moving to the next slide here. Objects of cutting, right? Since the purpose or the basic objective of yield regulation is to regulate, or you can say that to estimate the harvesting, right? So what is the, but before estimating, this is the important that we need to understand, what the objective, right, or what the purpose or what the aim that we need to achieve through the harvesting or through the extracting of the forest produce. Or if you are doing the plantation first, whatever the practice, either you are a public owner or you are the private owner, right, and you have intention to extract, so you must have an objective why you are extracting the things there, right? So it's not so difficult to understand. You all know that first we have to maintain, we have to bridge the gap between demand and supply, right? We have a market demand is there, industrial demand will be there, individual demand will be there. So to meet that demand, we need to harvest, and we have to maintain the supply chain there itself. Then another important thing is to design a proper structure, design of a crop, right? Design of a crop, as you people have already studied that we are doing some kind of thinning practice there, right? Not only thinning, sometimes we are also removing the over mature trees, because we all know that, because when the trees get over mature, so there is no sign of development in that particular tree. So we are also removing those kind of tree there from the forest area itself, right? So we can also do the second, to develop proper structure and design. So in the plantation forestry, you people have have studied lots of pattern on which the crop has to be raised there, and why the crop, the pattern has been designed. The pattern has been designed um, to reduce the competition and enhance the nutrient level there, isn't it? So that's why when we are doing this kind of harvesting practice, we can do the structure and design practice also there. So another thing, to reduce the length of rotation, you've already stated that, nothing to discuss in detail there. To reduce the length of rotation, and then to remove low inferior and to remove defective trees first. So these are the some of the major objective, or the or you can say that major aim for harvesting the crop from the forest field itself. Is it okay? Is there any question from this objective? Is there any question? Okay. Okay, Mr. Negi is writing something. Okay. Now, after that, the objects of yield regulation, then, right? Objects of yield regulation, that we need to understand here again. So try to understand this object of yield regulation. So these are the four objectives that need to be met through this yield regulation: silvicultural, labor, industries object of yield regulation, and the economic reason, right? So let me explain you all these objectives, silviculture and everything, one by one there. So first we need to understand this through silviculture. This silviculture is two kind of things need to understand: overcutting and undercutting there. Fine. So so overcutting, as you know that overcutting means you are harvesting more than the required, whatever you are required X amount, but you are harvesting more than the X amount there. Or the meaning of overcutting is there, you are harvesting that amount of trees that can't be replaced, right? That is overcutting there. Fine. So here one thing that you need to understand here, if you are going to practice this kind of overcutting, then what the consequence, you all know that there will be chances of depletion of soil layer, you can say that, or there will be a introduction of some invasive species, or there is a chance of growing of weeds in that particular area will be there. So then your yield regulation mechanism may be failed there, then you are unable to regulate your yield there properly. Now you go for the undercutting. If you are practicing this kind of practice, undercutting, right? Undercutting means you are harvesting less than the amount that need to be harvested there, isn't it? Then what the result then you will face there? So if you are practicing this kind of thing, then there are chances that you will get more over matured trees, isn't it? Right? And if the tree will get over matured, so their timber quality will be reduced, and also the seeds and fruits is going to lose the viability there. One problem you will get there through the undercutting. Second, the problem that you will face for undercutting is there, that for the young plant it is very difficult to grow, because this over mature tree is providing the shade, and through if the species is not shade tolerant, so the new species will not grow there, or young plant will face difficulty to grow there, right? So these are the objectives that need to understand. It means through the yield regulation you have to understand this overcutting and undercutting also there, and you have to regulate these silvicultural practices there itself, right? Now the second thing through the yield regulation, if you talk about the, you need to understand in terms of labor, right? In terms of labor means, it means you require a skilled labor and regular labor, right? Regular and skilled, that is important, right? If you have a regular employment, so things can be sustained, right? But if it is not regular, then what will happen? then there is chance of force employment will be there, and also you have to hire some unskilled labor. So if you are doing this kind of things, so again it is very difficult to regulate the yield. So since our objective is yield regulation, so this labor component also should be keep in mind there, and do practice that your labor have a skill, and second thing, your labor should be regular rather than getting daily wages or something that will not going to fetch your needs, or your that is also not going to meet your objective of yield regulation there. Is it okay? Fine. And the another industry objective, that is the most important thing is there, because in the yield regulation we are harvesting. And why you are harvesting there? So we are harvesting continuous and steady supply, you know that, so that this industries will get their continuous and steady supply of raw material from the forest area. And if you are doing your own, if you are a private forest owner, so same thing will be there. For example, if you are raising the forest for supplying resin or for supplying pulp, so that should be steady and continuous, and supply chain will be constant there. That is important, that need to understand here itself, right? Then the last object that you have to meet through the yield regulation is economic reason. Economic reason, right? That is also very important, right? Because when you are doing this kind of forestry practices, you have to make a lots of investment there. Is it okay? First thing is that. And but another problem with the tree is there, as I told you, the tree is producer and product itself, so you can't regulate the production. Have you get that? Try to understand. After industry, you need to understand economic reason, as I told you, that lots of investment has to be made. And the problem is there, you can say the problem, or is the one kind of feature, that the tree is the producer and product itself, right? Producer and products both itself. Is it okay? So you don't have any mechanism to raise the growth immediately, or you raise the production capacity immediately. It has to go on your things, right? So the thing is that, so how, whatever be the duration that you are making there, you have to incur the cost. So operation cost will be also there. Is it okay? So in economic reason, as you understand, there lots of financial activity has to be there, lots of investment has to be made. So now you have to regulate the yield in such a manner so that you are able to get that amount of revenue, so that you are will be get certain positive benefit. Positive benefit means you are in a condition of profit should be there. Is it okay? So these things we need to understand that, because we have a capital investment, so you must have certain revenue. So through the yield regulation, you are also able to get continuous supply of revenue or steady supply of revenue. Is it okay? Have you get up to this point? Up to this point the concept is clear to all of you? Or is there any question to anyone? Right. So I like to conclude the session here itself, and in the next session we will discuss the methods of yield regulation, right? So as I told you that we have discussed only the basics of yield and yield regulation today, and I have also discussed with the sustained yield. So all this concept has been discussed today. So if you have any question, you people can ask, and in the next session we will discuss the methods of yield regulation itself, right? And then we also discuss lots of formula there, mathematical formula, that I am going to simplify it, and I also going to explain in a very simple manner so that you can understand the concept here. But before concluding the whole session, if you have any kind of question, any kind of doubt or something that you people have intention to ask, you are free to ask. Is there any question from anyone? Okay, so I assume there is no question from anyone.